This is where we initiate mini monk modes. Dopamine Detox. This is where you have fully self-actualized yourself, and now you wake up every day with a burning passion. And it's like you don't even want to sleep at night because you know exactly who you are, what you're supposed to do, who you're supposed to help, and the exact actions to take. And they all are like instinctual. You've turned good habits into base instincts. A base instinct is to procreate. A base instinct is to find food. So you've actually made serving people, giving the best version of you to the world, a base instinct, like breathing, like a hygiene standard, brushing my teeth every day. And this is when you're like vibing so high. People meet you, damn, that was a hell of a handshake. Damn, look at that guy's posture. Look at his charm, the way he speaks. Everybody in the elevator likes the way he walks, talks, smells, looks. He looks dangerous, he looks capable. He's that guy. You become that guy at this level. And I'll be honest with you guys, bro, 99% of people are not aware of this mini monk mode strategy. I want to share a study with you guys that's called Pavlov's dogs. It's an experiment this philosopher Ivan Pavlov during the 1890s, a Russian physiologist who was researching salivation in dogs as a response to feeding them. And while the dogs are being fed, he used a small little test tube and measured their saliva. And what he found, if the dogs would salivate when the food was in front of them, feeding them the food. So the dogs had the cue, oh, it's food time. Boom. They start drooling like, where's the food at? Where's the food at? Where's the food at? They don't even see the food yet though. But they already know the food's coming. This is a term they came up with called classical conditioning. This is where it was discovered. So Pavlov, the physiologist study guy, conducted that if a particular stimulus in the dog's surroundings was present when the dog was given food, then that stimulus could become associated with the food and cause salivation on its own. So what did he do? He would ring a bell. Why is this important? Joel, why are you telling me about this? I thought we were going to talk about monk mode. What is this Ivan Pavlov's dog thing about? Trigger, action, reward. Listen, bro, your old self, you ain't going that way. Turn around, look this way. The trigger that you used to have to fap and would be scrolling. We eliminated that shit, all right? The trigger you used to have to eat a bunch of bad food, we eliminated that shit, right? By setting up your life with positive triggers. Instead of, every time I fapped, bro, it was always because I was scrolling, watching some like softcore social media, adult films, like girls twerking and stuff, on the complete wrong side of the internet. That's all gone. We're gonna replace it with positive triggers. Trigger, action, reward. So the trigger could be an alarm goes off. Remember how I said that every hour the alarm goes off. You're gonna pull up a timer, okay? Now I want you every hour, when that timer goes off, I want you to stop and I want you to take notes on exactly what you did for that previous hour. Every single hour that you're awake. And when you're asleep, I want you to write sleep. So if you scroll, if you watch Netflix, put that. For an hour, I scrolled on Instagram. Okay, then I went to the gym for 2 hours. It took me. Then I ate dinner. Then I called my girlfriend on FaceTime. We ended up talking for an hour. You can see where your time goes very quick. Now, hopefully your day would look like this. I woke up, I had a savage workout. I did a cold shower. I did deep work from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. The rest of my day was kind of chill. But unfortunately, most of your guys' days are spent like Jeffrey's. What is important for you to know is that if you want to create a good habit, you have to first think of, what is my trigger gonna be? We're blocking out the noise. These headphones, what they're doing is like those blinders on the horse. I listen to like white noise, Brain FM, whatever. And what I notice for the trigger, action, and reward sequence that works best for the students in our community is when they have a wake time that's early enough for them to go straight to the gym immediately. Then pick up a book, read it for 5 minutes, meditate and visualize, and then post on their Instagram story of their product or service, and then reward themselves with a meal every day. For me, I give myself pieces of dark chocolate throughout every positive task. So this is 60% dark chocolate, and this stuff is delicious. I'm actually running out right now. One of my last pieces, dark chocolate. So if they wake up, they do the gym, they read, visualize, meditate, and they post on their Instagram reward themselves with a smoothie, with a protein shake. For me, I wait to have my first meal a day till around 11, and I make it eggs and beef, high protein, and it's just a very energizing meal. But because I made this video, I get a reward. You want to give your brain a reward. Why is this chocolate so important? Because you want to associate the action with the reward. So dopamine is one of the 5 chemicals in our brain that influence our mood. Dopamine is associated with the brain's pleasure and reward center, and it's linked to motivation. So when I want to get motivated to do something, if I know I get to have my chocolate, I'm going to do the task. Cal Newport defines deep work as focused, uninterrupted, undistracted work on a task that pushes your cognitive abilities to their limit. And he says there's a contrast between deep work and shallow work. He said shallow work are tasks that aren't very cognitively demanding, like answering emails or attending an unproductive meeting. These don't require much brain power, and anybody can do them, but they also don't create much value. So you want to have deep work, and deep work is the ability to focus without distraction on a cognitively demanding task. Shallow work is non-cognitively demanding. Monk mode is something that's very popular on the internet and a lot of entrepreneurs talk about, but I actually think that monk mode for long term is detrimental to your mental health. Why do I say that? Because it takes one to know one, bro. I did monk mode for like a year of my life in 2023. No girlfriend. I've been celibate for the last year. I'll just be straightforward about it. And it's had me down, bro. Like a year of no human interaction in that way, even just social circles at least, right? It's almost like changed my personality and caused me to almost turn into like a robot. There's multiple layers of your brain. There's the limbic brain. There's like the rational brain. The limbic brain is what seeks out human interaction, sense of belonging and connection with others, a relationship with your significant other. That's from the limbic brain. And I turned that part of my brain off and went all logical. And for a year straight, I don't think that's safe for anybody to do. I don't think you guys are anywhere near as savage and strong and capable as I am to handle that. So instead, what I recommend you do is a mini monk mode. What is a mini monk mode? This is where every single day you allow yourself to still get the reward, instead of saying like, no, for 30 to 90 days, I can't have any chocolate. No cheat meals. I can't smoke a cigar. I'm not allowed to go to the beach. I'm not allowed to go to a birthday party until this 90 days is over. No girlfriend, whatever. Instead, be like Kobe Bryant. Do you guys know how Kobe Bryant used to train? He used to wake up 4 a.m., train for 3 hours, come home, take a nap. Now it's 11 a.m. He goes back and trains for 2 hours. Come home, eat, take a nap. Now it's 2 p.m., train for another 2 hours. Come home, eat, take a nap. Now it's 5 p.m., train for another 2 hours. Come home, family time. Every single day, he would break up the workload. He wouldn't just try to, okay, I'm going to work from 5 a.m. all the way to 7 p.m. No, you're not going to get deep work done like that. But if for 4 hours of your day you start off strong, deep work, okay, now I break it up, have my lunch break, go to the gym, come back inspired, have my chocolate. Dopamine going off in my brain right now. Now my brain knows if I want more of that chocolate, I got to do another task, right? A couple more coaching calls. That's the point of mini monk modes. The key is to develop a deep work habit, is moving just beyond like a good routine to making it a ritual and working your life around this to minimize the amount of limited willpower that's necessary to transition. The whole point of a mini monk mode is to break up your monk modes into days instead of weeks and months. Don't try to go 2024 the entire year in monk mode. It ain't gonna work, bro. You're a human being. Maslow's hierarchy of needs, he put relationships right there with air and water and sleep, right? He said like sex is actually on the very bottom. So that's what I'm fixing in my life in 2024, is that I cut that out completely. But now I'm going to focus gym, focus social life every single day. A few hours of deep work on myself, what I enjoy, going to the gym, then a few more hours of work, and then back to the limbic brain, the full life. And the point of sharing that is that there's a study, I can bring it up on screen now. I'm not gonna sit here and read this shit for you, but there's a study on way too many long hours of work creates a decline in your productivity and in your performance. That's why Kobe Bryant would take a break, take a nap, go back to work. For him, work was training. For you, as an entrepreneur, work is gonna be sitting at your laptop staring at a screen. But it's really hard to work all day and be productive like that. So I just want you to remember that level 5 is about transcending yourself. It's about being way bigger than you. You've now fully self-actualized and you're serving people's lives and you've become a leader, right? Full acceptance of your life's mission and aligned 100% of your life to your purpose and calling. It's way bigger than him at this point. He doesn't have selfish desires or any worries about his own, like, I don't really feel like doing the thing. He doesn't care if he feels like it. He just does the thing. Discipline over motivation. He no longer even needs motivation. He doesn't need the chocolate anymore. He just does the thing, bro. The world's basically designed from the day that you were born to make you fit in with the crowd, to be a slave, and not even have your own individual purpose, to be forced to live by imposed laws and lose your freedom. Basically, the system wants you to be a small cog in a big machine. Like, you're like one of the little lug nuts on a big wheel. You're not gonna impact where the car actually goes. You're just helping the car get to where it wants to go. They want you to be a slave. And the book, Reality Transurfing, says, young men leave for the army and lose their lives. Students go to university and learn in vain of their parents just to master a profession that isn't even really for them. And in 2024, instead of dying in wars, young men aren't joining the army. Instead of dying in wars, the world's now designed for young men to act more like women. The men aren't dying, but their masculinity is. They want us to sit here and put on a VR headset and watch adult films in like 3D and really just fry your brain's ability to read a book. They don't want you to be autonomous. Self-autonomy is the last thing they want. A bunch of young men, strong, capable, right? They want you to form a OnlyFans addiction, a social media addiction, and all of you right now are flying to this trap like moths to a flame. You are failing. I don't want to sound negative or controversial here, but you've completely lost the battle. The world's pushed you to make you that slave, and up to this point, you've let it. Let this video be a reminder that there's a good chance right now you watching this, you aren't working out. You haven't become impressive in your physique. You stutter when you speak. You slouch when you sit. You're not working on a skill set that would allow you freedom out of that 9-to-5 slave wage job you have. If you struggle to make $5K a month, you have no freedom. You're building someone else's dream. You're building the shop owner's dream because you never took the chance of building your own. You are living in a dream world, Neo. Wake up. Your life you're currently living is insignificant and no one cares. A young man's life, he could be a loser and no one would care. You could just let your life wither away, be a loser, no one's coming. No one's gonna come save you. And it bothers me that you could be great, but you choose to squander your one life. Afraid to make a well-informed decision that if you saw it through to the end, if you saw 2024 through, all the way through with positive habits, using the habit tracker that I provide you, you could win. Seneca says it's not that life is short, but that we waste a lot of it. Do not let 2024 go by wasting your potential, because up to this point, you have wasted a large majority of your potential. You are not physically strong. You are not financially capable. You don't look dangerous. No one is inspired by your life, bro. And that's the whole point of this thing, to become the best you and give that man to the world. When you're 25 and young, that's when it's supposed to happen. You're supposed to be the best you. You're supposed to push forward the most, because when you're 40, you don't have the energy or time. So for those of us who are willing to become aware of what we do not want, to admit the opportunity cost of those thousands of cuts and eliminate those cuts, those distractions, people, places, and things. For those of us who are willing to create positive dopamine like the dark chocolate, and for those of us who are willing to initiate a mini monk mode in 2024, I will see you at level 5. Comment below, what level are you currently at and what are you willing to do to level up? New levels, new chapters, don't get stuck. Let's go.